In this video, we're specifically tackling another issue related to the electric saw called Master Danilo. It says here, it's quite a Ukrainian name, but it's a Chinese saw. Master Danilo MD, LP 09405, electric chainsaw. Everything was fine. It worked for 3 years and suddenly it stopped being lubricated, the chainsaw. I've already removed this. I removed the cover that was on the side, the cutting part, the bar. And now we need to get to the mechanism that supplies oil for the saw's lubrication. So let's start figuring out what the problem is. First, we unscrew the cover that protects the emergency brake. Here it moves like this. Here are 2 screws. We unscrew them, and in front of us is the micro switch that turns the electric saw's motor on and off. Now we unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that hold the chain drive cover and unscrew 1, 2, 3 the screw that holds the main drive cover from the master. Now we need to remove the sprocket that drives the cutting chain. I don't have a special tool, so I apologize. I'll be using a regular screwdriver, just like I did to put it on. There's a washer here that secures the sprocket on the shaft. Here it is, a larger washer and the sprocket itself, which looks like this. Under it is also a thrust washer that it rests against. We'll carefully pry it up with the same flat screwdriver. We can remove it by prying up the drive cover. We lift it and disengage it. We remove the drive, and in front of us is the pump that should be pumping oil. And as we can see, the hose coming from the oil tank has burst, and that's why it's not pumping at all. We'll have to replace this section of the hose. I think everything will work. To avoid taking it apart further, you can use temporary measures and put in a small piece of tubing that will replace the broken section of the pipeline. For this we take a regular plastic dropper, and let's get started. But we only need an adapter that will allow us to switch to the plastic tube. This so kind of part will need a needle cap. We cut off a little bit of the tip because it has a narrowed section. We need the diameter to be as large as possible. And after that, we take a piece of plastic tubing, making sure that it fits snugly on the pump in terms of diameter. We cut a small piece from the needle cap. Now, cut off the broken part of the rubber hose. You need to apply a little bit, because if you just put it on like that, the hose won't be long enough. Now, we cut a piece of the tube. And after that, you can try connecting these 2 tubes tightly, about 1/2 centimeter, and into the plastic one also about 1/2 centimeter. This is simply how we got a sealed joint. And after that, you can start assembling the unit. When the lid is screwed on, you need to start installing the drive sprocket, which is on the shaft. And after that, you need to install the retaining ring. We install the support claws in place. Now, let's screw the protective cover back into place. Everything is in its place. Now we need to install the cover that protects the lubrication holes back in place. Dust and shavings often accumulate under it. So, you need to clean everything underneath as often as possible.
To begin, we should carefully pour a small amount of oil into the designated area. Once that is done, we can proceed to start the machine. After starting it, we need to closely observe and check if the oil is flowing out properly from the lubrication hole, ensuring that everything is functioning as expected.
Now we just need to install the guide bar with the saw chain back in place. We adjust tension with the outer part. The tension should be such that when you pull the saw chain, it moves back a maximum of 1 centimeter. No more than that. If we tighten it too much, it will heat up a lot and stretch. If we don't tighten it enough, it will also stretch and come off the guide bar. Now, we can check how the saw works. To check the amount and quality of oil being supplied to the saw chain, I'll use a white sheet of paper, which will show me these parameters in the form of characteristic droplets. So, let's give it a try. The characteristic stripes on the paper indicate that there is more than enough oil for lubricating the saw, and won't overheat. When cutting wood, you are on the Masters channel, where you can watch a video on how to quickly and effectively fix your electric saw for woodworking. This is done easily and simply. In my case, there was a problem with the oil supply for lubrication in the saw chain. It's done easily and simply. In my case, there was a problem with the oil supply for lubrication in the saw chain. You can do all of this in half an hour.